Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, Baltimore Ravens OTAs expectations. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens get on the field today, kicking off OTAs. Heck, in fact, they may be already on the field, or they may be done for the day. Nevertheless, what can we expect after a 3-day series of on-field work? Well, I don't know if we can take away much. I don't know if we can expect much, but there's a whole lot to be excited about. You see, I think as it pertains to expectations, we can expect to hear about Malachi Starks and Mike Green, which are the Baltimore Ravens' top 2 picks. I believe we're going to hear about Malachi Starks' athleticism, his range, maybe his ability to cover. I think we're going to hear about Mike Green's explosiveness and his hand violence, things of that nature. Things we should already expect because we've already seen it on film. But where I want my expectations to be built and my excitement to be felt is not in the top 2 or 3 picks, but in that bottom 8 picks. You see, I want to hear about Teddy Buchanan and his athleticism, his speed, his sideline-to-sideline ability, his ability to cover. I want to hear about his intelligence, things of that nature. I want to hear about a guy like a Carson Benson and how he may be further along in development than previously thought as a rookie from Alabama A&M. I want to hear about Aeneas Peoples and how his own field work looks better than even his tape. I want to hear about his speed and his power and how it can be integral in what the Baltimore Ravens are trying to do in 2025. You see, I want to hear about Longer Beam and is he really sticky in coverage and is he more shifty than we thought? Is he a better cover guy than we thought? You see, I want to hear about those things. I want to hear about that end of the draft group versus the top of the draft group. The top of the draft dudes, they're going to get on the field this year just because we need them to get on the field this year. But I want to see about that bottom group, those guys who make up the other 53. You see, yeah, I want to hear about Bilal Coney. And is he bigger than his measurables? Meaning, is his presence bigger than his measurables? I want to hear, is his hips as fluid as his tape shows? I want to hear how he competed against wide receivers and who got the best of who. I want to hear about those things. I want to hear about LeJontay Wester and how he was uncoverable and how he just kept getting separation, how he just kept getting open and how he snatches the ball out of the air because he's a hand catcher. You see, that's what I want to hear in this 3 days or after this 3 days conclude. You see, there's no excitement when you already expect something. But I want to hear these younger guys, these rookies, I want to hear how they compete and how that it is a real possibility that they make the roster. I want to hear about Garrett Dellinger. I want to hear about his power and his mobility and how he has above average athleticism for a guy his size. See, I want to hear about all of those things. I want to hear about Tyler Loop and how he's banging 50-yarders, right? Because we're going to need that at some point this season. You see, we have a daunting schedule coming up in 2025-26 season, and we're going to need all hands on deck, so to speak. And so I do want to hear about those top of the list guys, Starks and Green. I do want to hear about those dudes because I already expect to hear about them. But my excitement is for those last 8. I did mention Emory Jones because, of course, he's out until training camp possibly. So I do want to hear what those other guys are doing and what they're showing. And lastly, I want to hear about a couple of UDFAs who impressed. I want to hear about the guys who didn't get content made about them and they just show up and ball, right? So whether they make the Baltimore Ravens roster, they're giving themselves a shot to be seen and heard from and in hopes to make somebody else's roster. So I do want to hear about that. I want to hear about the practice squad, guys from last year and how they've improved. That's where my excitement is. I want to hear about what's going to make up the other 53. Jump into the comment section, man, and let me know what you guys are expecting and what you're excited about and what you want to hear over the next 3 days of OTAs. So listen, man, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Thank you guys for connecting, and you will hear from us very, very shortly. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.